Hello and welcome to the Boot Room. My name's Kris and today we're going to be looking at Luis Diaz. What does he bring that other players don't? And why were Liverpool so desperate to get him either this summer or this transfer window? Let's have a look at exactly what he's going to bring. So looking at these stats, we can see that Luis Diaz in the Portuguese league at least was performing at a level which was frankly astronomical. This guy's XG shots are all in the 95th or 99th percentile. This means that he is operating at such a level that he is an outlier. He is a complete outlier. And you need to stay tuned to the end of the video to understand just how much of an outlier he has become. When selecting players, especially for targets, Liverpool have to combine two things, the eye and statistics. Statistically, Luis Diaz is off the chart at the moment. Here we can see how he's really outperforming almost anyone else in the Portuguese league, and in my opinion, he is at a level that we're going to see equal to or better than Matty at the moment, not in general. It's important to remember they are different leagues. Ruben Diaz, João Felix, Jan Oblak, I can continue. Portuguese exports in general are highly thought of and highly appreciated by the world of football. So I wouldn't get too trapped up on that. There are athletes in the Portuguese league, and going past someone mainly means that you have to outsprint them or outthink them in a split moment. So looking at the statistics, it's really important. We can see here expected threat is huge and goals as well. And that shows how much he's delivering. Now, the other part is the eye, the traits. They will have a list of traits that they will be looking for. And it looks something like this, but much more complicated, of course. Here, ball carrying from deep, dribbling success, decision making, tactical intelligence, inverted so that Robertson can go out down the outside and he can come inside, creating more space for Robertson, and coming inside looking for that shot or back post cross, and clinical finishing, of course. Let's go through some things that Luis Diaz does and have a look at what they've identified to fill or to replace in the future that left wing berth. Now let's start with something that 2 points that are really important: decision making and tactical intelligence. Perhaps a little bit of a boring subject for some people, however incredibly important. Fabio Conceição is well known for his 4-4-2, and what they do in that 4-4-2 is they overload the wide areas. What the centre mids coming wide and supporting the left back and the left winger, for example, and coming over much like this. Remind you of anyone at the moment? That's exactly what we're doing on our right hand side. So maybe Klopp's looking to basically do that on the left hand side as well. Of course, it's not always that simple. However, it shows that Luis Diaz is tactically aware and has been taught in a way that will make his integration much easier. And at the same time, he's not been playing left wing with no responsibilities. He's playing left mid, so he has the responsibility to track back and try and help out. Ball carrying from deep. Wow, this guy picks it up in the left mid position. This is against Manchester City as well. Drives forward, and then he understands that the run is being tracked. Now, if you look, he is driving forward, comes inside, and we can see that the left back of Manchester City is coming across to cover the centre forward. What does he do? He ignores it and goes straight round the outside. That's inverted, and his ball carrying skills with a huge slice of decision making in a huge game for him. Remember, this would have been one of the biggest games of his life because he knew he was on the market. And in this game, he was able to stay calm, keep going, and eventually he put it in the bottom left-hand corner, showing clinical skills as well. This is a mixture of his clinical skills and his invertedness. Now, we can see here how he gets the ball in this position. And then what he does something very intelligent. He slows the player down. This is a classic Mo Salah trait. Slow the player down and then go. Then go. So he slows the player down, heads towards the player just to back him up a little bit. Something a lot of players fail to do. Just go towards the player. When you go towards the player, you make them static and level-footed. Obviously, the best defending is on a profile. Well, in this instance, he's got the guy standing upright so where he can't block the shot. He comes inside and he rifles it into the top corner. This is clinical. This is decision-making. This is inverted. This is lovely. Dribbling, something really important, especially in low block teams when you're in and about the area to get out of space. This guy's got it in bucket loads. Here he receives it in a very tight space. Gives the idea once again to the defender he's going in a different direction and just Kris turns him. Leaves him for dead. You'll see this again and again and again. It won't always work. He does take risks. That's what we're looking for. Players who take risks. Players who know when to take risks. And in this area, he's taken the risk in a perfect way. Fantastic. Left the player for dead. Last but not least, certainly not least, clinical finishing. A team like Liverpool really wants to move towards getting in players who are more clinical so that when those opportunities come about, they don't need to create 8 opportunities to score 2 goals. It also means that if Klopp decides to keep possession, for example, he knows that he can grind out games, and as a result of that, when those 1 or 2 opportunities pop up, they're probably going to get one of them. Now, looking at this table, we can see here how good Luis Diaz is currently performing. His goals are more than Salah's, yeah, and that will come down a bit with the league, 100%. But look at this, shots on target, 41.9. This is huge. This is huge. Why? Because it gives us an idea how many shots he's making count every time. Goals per shot, 0.23. Huge as well. This guy is clinical. You might say to me, yeah, but you know, the Portuguese league probably doesn't have as good goalkeepers, not of the same standard. I agree, of course, I agree. However, it's not going to drop that much. If you put it in the corner, most goalkeepers aren't going to save it. And watching this guy by the eye, he's not shooting in the middle of the goal. He's finding the corners. Therefore, we can safely say that it's not going to be 0.84, but it will be high. It will really be high. And if we look at the competition as well, we can see the highly rated Kylian Mbappe 95 on FIFA Football Manager, so like a potential ability of 192 out of 200. It's not doing very well. In a Ligue 1, the French league, which is not very strong, may I add. You know, nobody's saying the French league have got the best goalkeepers in the world either. So just bear that in mind when you're next down the pub and you're having a chat with your friend about Mbappe. Yeah, he's explosive. Yeah, he's very good. But statistically, he really could improve with his shooting. A rich man's Traore? No, he's not. But bear that in mind. So with all those things in mind, Liverpool really have got a complete player in the prime years of his life, in a position that they need, and for a reasonable price in January. They have done wonders. Thank you very much for watching this episode of The Boot Room, a tactical insight into Liverpool Football Club. That's all from me, Kris. Please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference. It really, really does. Thank you for all the contributors to this video, and have a fantastic day, weekend, month,